Adam Schiff of California, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, which is investigating Russian interference in the U.S. election. Congressman, you had some strong words about the president's response to that question from Hallie Jackson. Yes or no? Is it definitive Russia interfered? Why were you so troubled by that response?
Well, of course, it's another indication that the president isn't willing to level the American people and isn't willing to confront Vladimir Putin on what the Russians did. There's really no one that has any question about the Russian involvement in the hacking of our elections. And for the president to continue to propagate this idea that we really don't know does a tremendous disservice to the country. Imagine Vladimir Putin going into this meeting with the president. Putin ordered this intervention. He knows full well what the Russians did. And he has a U.S. president who is unwilling to confront him, even unwilling to acknowledge whether that was the case. And more than that, is willing to disparage our own intelligence agencies. Imagine Putin questioning whether the KGB could get it right. It's unthinkable, but yet that's where we are with this president. It is really not putting America first in any way, shape, or form. It is putting the president's idea of what's in his personal best first. And that greatly worries me because I think it's a green light for Putin to do more of what he did, but also to continue doing it in other parts of the world.
The president's floated a bunch of theories at various moments about the intrusion into the email accounts that happened during the campaign, a 400-pound guy, China, lots of other people vaguely. I just want to be clear here, as someone who gets very top-level intelligence briefings, is there any evidence whatsoever that any of this was done by anyone other than Russia?
No, there isn't. And you could ask that question of my Republican colleagues on the House Intelligence Committee or the Senate Intelligence Committee. No one has any question about that. There really is no question about that, which makes it all the more remarkable. Now, the president, I'm sure, is doing this because he feels that the issue undermines the legitimacy of his election. But frankly, the fact that he can't acknowledge what the Russians did, is the most that anyone could do to delegitimize himself. Why can't he speak plainly about this? You know, I think in other circumstances, a different president with the same circumstances would have the presence and the character to say, the Russians did this. We're not going to put up with this. I may have been the beneficiary, but I didn't invite it, although in this case he did invite it, at least publicly, in the comments that he made.
Yep.
But the problem here is that he is going to show, if he doesn't confront Putin, that he doesn't have the strength to do it, that he is effectively a weak president, and that the Russian president can continue to walk over him when it comes to interference in democratic affairs.
Is there something that could happen at the meeting tomorrow that would cause you, from your position, to say, well done, Mr. President?
Certainly. I have to say I'm concerned for the reasons that Ambassador McFaul mentioned, that we may not get an accurate readout of what happened in the meeting. But if the president even left the meeting and said, yes, I raised the issue of Russian hacking, I made it clear to President Putin that this needs to come to an end and we're going to push back forcefully. And I also told him that he needs to get out of Ukraine. That would be a dramatic accomplishment for this president. Even to say it, whether it happened or not, but even to say it publicly and to confront Moscow publicly, I would say, well done, Mr. President. But I have low expectations that that will be the case.
All right, Representative Adam Schiff, thanks for being with me tonight.